was an excellent report. I would urge, since I was in BBI, I would urge that those who are drafting our election manifesto should commit themselves to some of the recommendations contained in the BBI, which were excellent for this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Wako. I don't know, this age bracket you are questioning, I don't know how it is called in Mulembe Nation. Where I come from is called a tegno. And it gives us problems. Politicians will tell you how to deal with it. But the next one, yes, I'll give Jeanette first. Then I will focus at the back because we don't want to exclude those who are at the back in the discussion. Those with the mic, please. We want people who are fast. Can we have about 3 people? Can we have about 3 of you want to be here? Give it to Jeanette here. And I need more mics so that we can minimize the time wasted as we move a mic around.
Chairman, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. Chairman, first I want also to thank the legal committee for the proposals that they have made that are far-reaching. Chairman, the issue of the nomination rules that they have just proposed. Chairman, one of the biggest problems our party has suffered from is nominations. And the country and the media subjects higher, scale on ODM than any other party. You will think that it is only ODM that is supposed to do nomination in Kenya. All other parties can do whatever they want. Now, these small parties that are mushrooming now are giving us problems because they are promising their candidates direct tickets. All popular candidates want to be in ODM, but they are being poached and being told, come, we'll give you direct ticket, don't get involved in nomination. So I want to propose that if a candidate has been identified scientifically through opinion poll is popular, let the National Election Board be mandated to give him direct ticket. Because this issue of 2007, 2013, 2017, it's only ODM that is held accountable on nominations. Jubilee, nobody holds them accountable. For Kenya, nobody holds them accountable. Any other party. So it is my opinion that if you have been identified scientifically, please, like the way I am, let me not say. Okay.
I'm sure that you did say was equally important, but anyway, you are allowed to keep it to yourself for now. Honorable Jeanette, thank you for your contribution. I'm sure we are noting them. Is there anyone at the back? At the back? If not, then I'll come here and give Zuleha. Then I'll come that side. But I don't want it just to be for members of parliament. We also have other members of the National Governing Council. So if you are not a member of parliament, you will be lucky. Oh, I can see Governor is here. But let's start with Zuleha.
Thank you very much for the opportunity and for the presentation. I wanted to second Senator Amos Wako regarding the League of 35-year-olds to 45-year-olds, if that can be expanded. I think the idea is to support people who are in the economically dependent group in any society, and the group of 36 to 64 are considered the economically active. So ukifika 35, we kubali tu me grow up. And then in regards to nomination and primaries, I understand that this parliament this time was in danger of being, the president is the one who saved parliament this time because of the two-third gender rule. So I understand that IBC is insisting that political parties, the nomination rules that they send, be compliant of the two-third gender rule. So in addition to Honorable Junet's suggestion, I also wanted to suggest that the party as well, if there's a woman candidate in a place and she's doing well in the polls, that she also be given a direct ticket to ensure that ODM's nomination list is compliant with the two-third gender rule. Thank you.
I'd mentioned Professor Nyong'o's name, or his position without a name. Then I'll come to, is it Danita? Yeah. And then I'll give maybe 3 more after that.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Anyang Nyong'o. I'm the governor of Kisumu County and the founder secretary general of this great party called ODM. Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you very much and your team for organizing this very good national governing council and having an agenda which is serious and seriously followed. Let me thank you. The point that Honorable Junet Mohammed has raised is very important, and I think it must be taken as central to the party's ideology. A party is like a club to which members belong because they're pursuing and believe in something. What Unite is saying will be important if we make our branches serious. And secondly, if the National Elections Board become as clean as Caesar's wife. And I must say that under my sister, Kathy Muma, the National Elections Board has started on that journey which we all appreciate. And Mr. Chairman, that means therefore that branches, as indeed stated in our Constitution, must be active throughout the year, and when they hold party elections at the branch level, they too must use scientific methods to arrive at those who are given positions of responsibility. Then that becomes a culture in the whole party, which then when it exercises at the national level is something that we are all used to. So I think the statement that Junet Mohammed has made is very important. I hope after this National Governing Council, it can be pursued to be implemented in reality continuously to protect us from these small parties which come by night, go to elections and disappear after elections. ODM has remained significant in this country because it is the only party which has been there since it is founded and practices its constitution, its election rules, and its ideology continuously. And so, Mr. Chairman, sir, this scientific method must not at any time be abused. But I'm quite sure, given a party like ours and an election board like Kathy's, I'm sure it will be used proactively for the generations to come. Thank you very much.
I think we have really benefited from the wise words from our Secretary General Emeritus. I just want to give direction. We will also have a plenary. We are going to have a plenary. So at this point, I want just quick comments on the amendments to the Constitution, election and nomination rules. Danita.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Honorable Denita Gatti. I'm currently a Member of Parliament for Persons with Disabilities in the National Assembly and a member of the NGC. Chair, I want to commend the ODM party on behalf of the community of persons with disabilities that belong to the ODM party. And I want to also say that even as we move forward with the scientific research, Mr. Chairman, scientific research can also bend a little bit to look at persons with disabilities in the political circle, so that persons with disabilities are also able to offer themselves not only as voters, but also as candidates eligible for election in this country. So, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the persons with disabilities of the ODM party, I want to say that the polls can be more inclusive also, so that the scientific research can also look at the popularity of persons with disabilities from the ward level to the Senate level to the governor level, so that we are also taking part in the political process. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Anything new on these rules? I'll give Ketora the final chance because these age brackets came from the Youth League. But Ketora, just wait a minute. I still have 3 more speakers ahead of you. I can see some hand at the back. I'll give you the first chance. Then Janet Ongera. I'll finish with Babu Owino. At the back. Yes, introduce yourself.
Aaron kutoka Wajia. Kwanza mimi nasalamia Papa. Yeye anajua watu kutoka Wajia West. From 1997 mpaka wa leo tuko nyuma yake. Lakini Papa, nataka kupongeza kijana mmoja tu katika Northern Kenya ambaye ni MP peke yake. Wacha asimame wapi Ahmed. Peke yake ndio MP katika Northern Kenya. Ushike mkono tafadhali, mimi naomba ya kijana ushike mkono kabisa kabisa.
Now that was a sweet one. I'm struggling to place it in our constitution and nomination amendments to the constitution and nomination rules. But now let's bring the mic here to Janet.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Chairman. Baba, hi. All protocols observed. Chairman, I wanted to comment on the issue that Junet brought, which I think is a very important issue. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Senator Janet Ongera, the first woman executive director who made this party get over 100 members of parliament, together with the indefatigable governor, Senator Anyang' Nyong'o. The issue that Junet raised is a very important issue, but we must be very specific. When you are talking about a scientific opinion poll, who is going to conduct it? Because I can easily go and bribe somebody with 1 million shillings to make me be the leading opinion poll. Recently, I must say that some pollsters were sent around, and to my disappointment, and I have it in my phone, they sent me messages saying they have been sent, and should I give them something small, then they would make me be the leading candidate for governorship. We have to be very careful with pollsters. We must, as the Senator or Governor Nyong'o said, be like Caesar's wife. But it is a very good step that will bring us the best candidates, and in the view of small parties which are already eating into us as we speak. There are so many small parties that have come up and they are taking our strong ODM members. We have to be very careful. If we use opinion poll, let it be above Caesar's wife. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And again, I want to repeat that we will have plenary at 12:40. Now, the last, Babu, then Ketora, prepare, and you can even come. Honorable members, we may not have everyone contribute to this. As I can see, most of you, if not all, are contributing to the plenary. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Fifth President of the Republic of Kenya. All protocol observed. I would like to third what Honorable Junet Mohamed talked about. And party, indeed, is like a club. Your Excellency, you realize that there are those people who join this party. They use it as a vehicle. Once elected, they run as fast as they came in. And disloyalty to a party leader, together with the party, must always be punished instantly, while loyalty to the party leader and the party must be rewarded in installments. Lastly, On what Honorable Wako said, Honorable Wako, I'm opposing what you said in totality. That one, life is about the isness, not the ought-ness. We have the two isness here. The first isness is that we have the age of the youth, which is 18 to 35. That is what is existing as a fact, but not a factoid. Whatever has been amended to include the age between 35 to 45, those people seem to be youthful or are youthful. Therefore, that is another isness. What you are saying, the age that will come between 45 to 55, that is the oughtness. We don't know whether it will come or not. So let us not bank on that and bank on what is there. Be that as it may, I rest my case. And I support what Honorable Junet said with all my body parts and organs. Thank you.
Thank you. If I was in Parliament, if we were in Parliament, I would have ordered for some parts of your speech to be expunged. But now, members, delegates, I want to ask Ketora to make a quick remarks. Ketora, please give Ketora the mic. Then we move. The rest of you will speak at the plenary.
Your Excellency, incoming President and honorable delegates, Jambo. ODM. Yeah, I just want to delve a bit on the issue of the incoming league. What we are saying, or what the young people are suggesting, is that once you are past 35, you are deemed to have been an old man or to have gotten to an adult, another bracket. And at that age of 35 and 45, that is when you are carrying the bigger responsibility of the society, of their family, and everything. And as for politicians, because we are talking on behalf of politicians, they say women, for example, in our party, there are rates that women will pay when it comes to fees or privileges. There are privileges that will come for the youth. And we are saying, so where is the privileges of these other active people beyond 35 and 45? They are out there, they have a bigger burden, they have a bigger responsibility, and they also want to be fully active in politics. That's one. Number two, there is what is called transitional clause, even in our youth league constitution, or in our rules and regulations as a league. Now, that transitional clause must also be captured within the party constitution, so that those young people who have transitioned, the party could draw them or could get them easily for membership and many other activities that they can do for the party.
Thank you.
So that is the thought behind the creation of that other branch. It is not the age, it's not about the age, but it is about the branch, another branch that the young people are proposing, so that they can as well enjoy the privileges that comes from the party. Asanteni.
Talking about the age group that we are supposed to work on between the ages of 35 and 45, usually has a very good way of expressing it. But Baba, you have clearly said, and it's been about policy, it's been about constitution. And when we start moving away from it, it's not so much of the fact that we rely on the fact that you will be there or somebody with goodwill. We can always have someone coming in who's not necessarily as philanthropic and necessarily as futuristic as you are for Kenya. So it's possible that some of these things, when they're anchored in law, they're likely to be abused. Going on to what Junet had said, we have scientific, then we have organic. But at the same time, it's not like Kenya is operating in vacuums. Kenya has a way of operating within institutions that have leadership or characters that work in it that are questionable. So when we speak about having a scientific method, I am more worried about the fact that there will be somebody who's occupying that office whose character is not meriting what we are facing. Recently, Ngilu said something. She said to, I think, Mutula Ora gathering, she said that you will lie to Kalonzo and tell him, oh, you are a president, because you're seeking for your own position, and then we do not make it. Here in our beloved party, we have this spirit of already there. And there's a lot of that is moving with us. So even when it is clear that we are headed there, Baba, you're getting this thing. For me, I know I'm convicted. As a Nyalego, your mother is a Nyalego. So as a Nyalego today, just like your mother's representative, you are getting it. Baba, as you will be president of this nation, you will make sure...
Now conclude, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
You will make sure that a lot of these things are done. So by the time I do not occupy a seat, I'm not vying for anything, but by the time I do not occupy it, but I believe in the character of the person who's occupying the presidency, so that the policies that are already within the constitution will as such be formulated, I think I should be confident.
Thank you.
So we will say that we are having a system, and then the nominations are going to be messed up because the character of the people occupying that office are questionable, then we get it messed up.
Your speech is so good, but I don't know whether it has helped to me on the issue of the youth. Now, can we have Catherine Muma? Yeah.
Excellency, Your Excellency, Party Leader, and honorable members of the National Governing Council, I am the one who proposed that we create a league to accommodate youths aged 35 and 45. This is the reason why I did it. When we went around the country to enforce the grassroots elections, I asked all those people who are 35 and above, not to stand for election for any position in the Youth League. I would like to report that everywhere we went, the youth protested, and they actually asked us that they cannot be in a party and at their prime level, when they have a lot of energies, we remove them from an organ where they can operate. So we felt, since we need a referendum to change the definition of a youth, the best way to go is to create a structure where this age group can also participate the way they have been participating in the other leagues. I would urge the Council to consider this as a unique issue for the party and support the youth in this regard. Thank you very much.
Thank you, members. As Chair consults, Your Excellency, just allow me 1 minute to speak on something that my sister Janet Ongera raised. First of all, it must be understood that any system of nomination that the party adopts must be to ensure that you actually win the seats that you are targeting. It would be foolhardy for anyone to mess with the science and then expect to come out as a winner on the other side. So what I want to do, and I want to remind my sister Janet Ongera, because we went through this process with you in Bonchari, I want to stand here as your SG to bear witness that in fact there is not a single time where the science has misled us. And those on this table can bear me witness. When we did the scientific poll in Sambweni, the results of the primary were exactly the same as what the science was telling us. In Bonchari, we employed science, and it was showing us that in fact if you gave that gentleman called Oimeke the ticket, he would win, and he won. In Dabaso and in all these other by-elections, the science and the results were spot on. So I don't think there is anybody, if your interest is to make sure that when the fifth is the president, he actually has soldiers, if you mess with the science, you are shooting yourself in the foot. Thank you.
Members, I want to kindly invite our party leader to say something about these two issues, the youth and the issue of the opinion polls, which has come up very strongly.
Now, I really did not intend to speak at this stage, but the two issues here. One is about the youth. And I've been saying that the difference between the old and the young is just one. That the young have at one time been, the old have at one time been young. They have been youth. But the youth have never been old. So they don't know what it means to be old. So youth is a transient status. I have been myself involved in the youth movement for a long time. I used to be the Secretary General of Federation of Kenyan Students in Europe.